Hello and welcome, or should I say hallo und willkommen an der Station St. Moritz. Today we're taking a ride on one of Europe's most stunning railways, the Bernina Express, a journey which will take us from here to Tirano, Italy over the Bernina Pass. Our journey begins here at St. Moritz station, first opened in 1904 as the terminus of the Albula rail line to Cua and the Bernina line to Tirano. Today, the station serves as the terminus for multiple Reiteschaban intercity services, the Glacier Express to Zermatt, and the Bernina Express to Tirano. St. Moritz station includes quite a few passenger amenities, including a ticketing desk, seating area, and a convenience store. Not only are the rail lines out of St. Moritz incredibly scenic, but they're also recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Sites, a display for the railways found at the end of the platforms constructed of disused rails. Boarding for the Bernina Express opens about 30 minutes prior to departure. Heading down to track 6, we line up for boarding. The Bernina Express operates a set of Swiss panoramic coaches, with second class in a 2x2 and first in a 2x1. We'll be traveling today in second class, car 13, seat 62. Our seat reservation for today's trip cost 28 Swiss francs, our base fare covered by our Swiss travel pass. Despite being operated in a 2x2, seat 62 is the only solo seat in the entire car, giving us a first-class experience without the first-class cost. Unfortunately, it faces backwards for this part of the journey, so not perfect, but we won't be spending much time here anyways. The last passengers make their way on board, and in true Swiss fashion, our train departs St. Moritz right on time. As we head out of St. Moritz, let's take a look at our panoramic car. The Bernina Express's panoramic cars are operated exclusively in table seating, with second class in a 2x2. Our solo seat includes around 3 inches between my knees and the tabletop, with legroom limited by our table mates. The table itself is small but includes a map of the route between Cua and Tirano. There's also a built-in trash can and controls for the overhead blind. Atop the table when we arrive are a few pieces of literature, namely an information guide for the train and a menu for snacks and souvenirs available on board. Outlets are found between each seat with a Swiss socket, USB-A, and USB-C port. The seats themselves are fairly basic with no recline, but they're contoured to the human body, making them more than comfortable enough for our 2.5-hour ride to Tirano. Of course, this being a panoramic train, our car features panoramic windows. The massive windows are aligned perfectly with the seats for optimal views from any angle, and wrap around towards the top for those alpine views up above. Between the windows, passengers will find coat hangers, stylish uplighters, and seat numbers. With no luggage racks above the seats, all bags must be stored in the racks at the end of each car. Heading into the vestibule, we find the bathroom, which we'll look at a bit later, but it's also here where we find the most important feature on the entire train, a window that can open. They even include a foldable chair for those wishing to stay here for extended periods, but be sure to share the space with your fellow passengers. While our departure from St. Moritz was met with darkness and clouds, the weather has since transitioned into a beautiful day. And it's the perfect backdrop for these stunning alpine views. Much of the running on the Bernina Railway is single track, which means waiting for trains to pass before we can continue. While the journey so far has been fairly flat, that all changes past Moritz. From here, we begin our ascent of the Bernina Pass, which will take us to an elevation of 2,253 meters, a massive 357 meters of elevation gain from where we are now. As we continue our ascent, the dense tree line slowly thins out, leaving us in the high grasslands and rocky mountain peaks of the Eastern Alps. The scenery up here is just unreal, and seeing as Mother Nature is putting on a show, I'm just gonna let her speak for herself. While this is an express train, we've got one longer stop on the schedule, and that's here in Alp Grüm. The station here overlooks Lago Palu, the panorama one of the most stunning on the journey. Beyond the station, the Poschiavo Valley extends south towards Italy, Lago di Poschiavo appearing as just a distant puddle below. Although this is a panoramic express, it's also operated as a local service. Leading the Bernina Express is an RHB ABE 416 EMU, providing power and additional seating for the train. Enjoying the Swiss Alps has to be one of the most relaxing things you can do. But what's even more relaxing than that? Well, how about lounging around on a brand new mattress from today's sponsor, Nola? Nola is an award-winning mattress brand known for its cooling technology, exceptional pressure relief, and long-lasting durability, and it's conveniently shipped to your door for free. When shopping for a new mattress, I knew I wanted something that would help me sleep better while fitting in my apartment. After browsing Nola's impressive selection, I chose a plush queen-size Nola Evolution, and I couldn't be happier. Nola delivered my new mattress straight to my door, and it's ready to sleep on the same day. Each mattress comes sealed in convenient packaging and is ready for use within minutes of the first inflation. I am a side sleeper and like my bed soft and comfortable. Nola's plush is exactly what I'm after, allowing me to sleep exactly how I want. I also sleep hot, and Nola's cooling pillow top helps me regulate my body temperature to stay cool all night long. Buying a mattress is a huge decision, and Nola gets that, which is why they offer a 120-night sleep trial, so you get more than 3 months to make sure that you really love it. Nola even offers a limited lifetime warranty and has financing options and flexible payment plans. I love my Nola mattress, and I think that you would too. If you're looking for a new bed, head to nolamattress.com/LoneStar and use code LoneStar for an extra $50 off your Nola mattress. This is an additional discount on top of what is being offered on site, so check them out while you can. Thank you to Nola for sponsoring today's video. From Alp Grüm, we begin our sharp descent from the Bernina Pass, and it begins in dramatic fashion with a steep switchback descent to Lago Palu. We wind our way through spiral tunnels and snow sheds, the scenery never failing to disappoint. And once again, we have to wait for a northbound train, but I'm in no rush and everyone loves a good train meet. As we found earlier, the bathrooms on the Bernina Express are located in the vestibules between cars. Stepping inside, we find a small but functional facility. There's a toilet on one side with a sink and vanity tucked into the opposite corner. And if you want some fresh air while you're in here, the window can be cracked open just enough to peek outside. So why does the Bernina Railway even exist? Well, it all started in 1904, right after the opening of the Albula rail line. A new company, the Bernina Bahngesellschaft, set out to build a new rail line from the end of the Albula line in Moritz to Tirano. Construction began with the line opening as it was completed, with the most arduous section over the Bernina Pass opened in 1910. Originally intended as a summer connection, service was quickly expanded to winter service despite the harsh winter avalanches. The cost proved too much for the Bernina Bahngesellschaft, and in 1943 the Rätesebahn took over, further working to improve safety and modernize the line. We soon approached the town of Poschiavo, the towers of the three churches poking out above the rooftops. And speaking of the history, we spot two of the original rail cars of the Bernina Railway. The station here is home to a maintenance facility for the Bernina Railway, with two ABE 44s sitting on one of the storage tracks. These electric railcars were originally manufactured between 1908 and 1911, and then rebuilt between 1946 and 53, and continued to see service on select trains along the line. After a bit of parallel running to the Poschiavino, we reach Lago de Poschiavo, the third largest lake in the canton of Grisons. Immediately after the station of Bruzio, we find ourselves approaching the most impressive structure on the entire journey, the Bruzio Spiral Viaduct. The 9-arched viaduct was built to allow the railway to continue down the valley while running below the maximum grade of 7%. The viaduct descends approximately 20 meters or 65.6 feet over a 360-degree turn, and it's a real sight to behold. The Bruzio Viaduct also marks the beginning of the end of our journey. We soon cross the border into Italy, the town of Tirano swallowing the train before we pull to a stop at the end of the line. I hope you've enjoyed our ride on the Bernina Express. This was by far one of the most scenic trains I've ever been on, and I hope that you got to enjoy much of that scenery as well. Next week, we're heading back to Sweden for a ride on the SJ3000 high-speed train from Malmö to Göteborg. Anyways, if you're new around here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. It's totally free and it really helps support the channel. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my loyal patrons and members. Y'all are amazing and your incredible generosity is greatly appreciated. If you too want your name in the video or just want to support the channel in more ways than one, then head on over to the links in the description below. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for riding with me, and I'll see you in the next one.